Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, sorry about that. I think the last video I put up here was January or February. I think it was the garden makeover video anyway, and it's now November, so I apologise for being away for so long, but I'll just briefly fill you in. This video is obviously a Christmas gift guide, and that's why you've clicked on it, but I know lots of you have been here for a long time, and I've had lots of messages more recently asking where I am and is everything okay. So yes, everything is fine. We are still plodding along. The triplets are now 2.5, Oscar is 5, and that is a lot of work. They are crazy. So yeah, but this year I have actually started up my own business. So if you haven't been following me over on Instagram, I'll pop the link in the description box below, and I'm also on Facebook. But I now have a child-led play group. We operate in 2 different venues in Cork here in Ireland. And yeah, that's my new business. It's doing really well, and hoping to expand it next year with more employees and more locations, and yeah, just building my global empire. So yeah, so I'm running a child-led play group, putting on activities for kids, for them and their parents to come and play. And yeah, that's where we're at. So that has taken up a lot of my focus, alongside obviously my family. And I've just kind of sidelined YouTube just for this year to kind of get that up and running. But I hope to maybe put out some more videos in the new year. So if you maybe want to know about the business or anything like that, any kind of video that you'd like, pop it in the comments below, and hopefully I will squeeze in some time, like I'm finding today, to film some more videos. But yeah, as I say, lots of you have been sending me really lovely messages asking where I am, and you know, am I going to do a Christmas gift guide? And to be honest, it wasn't in the plan, but I've realised that I'm actually in the flow now, having done this for so many years, that it's quite nice kind of in November to sit down with the things I've purchased and make sure that everything is there and there's no gaps, and I've got everything that I want to give. And now having the 4 boys is definitely something that I need to do. I've been purchasing over September and October, and so I think pretty much everything is here now. Maybe 1 or 2 things might creep in as well, but I think we're pretty much set. The boys have written their Christmas list with the help of Oscar, and it has gone up the chimney, which is what we do. It's gone up the chimney, and so that is it set. So and really the boys haven't asked for very much. Oscar kind of has corralled them into coming up with a joint decision, and that is what I've gone on. So I'm going to split this video like I did last year, and I will link my previous videos in the description box below if your children are younger. There's a gift guide for them that I've previously filmed. But I'm going to show you our 1st of December box. There's only a few extra things that I'm adding this year. Definitely watch last year's video, where you'll see a bit more of the other things. But the idea of the 1st of December box is that it's kind of lots of reused stuff year after year, but it just comes out on the 1st of December. And this year I just added a couple of new things, but a lot of the stuff will be from last year's, and it'll just be back in the box. And then I'll move on to their Christmas presents, and unlike last year where I split between Oscar's presents and the triplets presents, this year it's very much they're getting very similar stuff because they're playing all together now. They have similar interests, and they're, you know, alongside all of our open-end toys, they play really well together with what we have. And so this year I focused on just building kind of on what they already play with, and just kind of giving it a little bit more spark with some extra little pieces. So yeah, you'll see that I'm not splitting it by age group, because the way I shop now and the way I buy toys for the boys is that I want it to last. So the toys that the 2-year-olds playing with are also going to be the toys that the 5-year-olds playing with, and hopefully for many more years, so that it's an investment and it's not going to be, you know, thrown out a couple of months after Christmas. We're actually going to use it for many years. So without further ado, let's get into the Christmas gift guide. Okay, so first up, and if you want to skip to the other gifts, I'll put a timestamp down to skip to the gift guide. But if you want to know what's in our 1st of December box. So I'll just briefly explain. Our 1st of December box is similar to what people do as a Christmas Eve box. So it's just a box. This box is actually repurposed for the rest of the year as the triplets baby box. So it normally has their little tiny baby grows and things like that in it. And I literally just put all that stuff in a bag for December 1st. Use the box and then put it all back in, because there's literally no point having a special box because we already have one. Anyway, by the by, it's just a wooden box. You do get some lovely decorated ones, and there's lots of Etsy sellers and things like that that make really personalized ones, but I've never taken that plunge yet. So anyway, it's just a wooden box. I'll link this one for you. And then inside it goes a few things for the 1st of December, so that we use these things through December. The boys get lots of use out of it, unlike a Christmas Eve box, which they're only getting the day before Christmas. These are all stuff that we're going to use throughout December. So first up, I always pop in something for them to eat. And I have just purchased a giant gold coin, chocolate coin for them. Well, I purchased them with the idea that they were either going to go in their stockings for Christmas Day or in the 1st of December box, but I've got a few other like sweets and things for Christmas. So I'm just going to give them this. They'll break a little bit off and have a little piece probably throughout the first week. And then next up, if you watched my previous video, you'll know that I purchased some of the Lancashire Christmas figures, and I've just purchased for this year some extra ones that they bought out that I didn't have. So I've got the little North Pole sign, and these basically sit by our fireplace and the boys play with them. So I have elves, reindeer, I have Santa, I have some snowmen, I have some nutcrackers, I think. And these were just the extra ones that they bought out between me purchasing from last time and this year. So there's a little North Pole sign, there's Mrs. Claus. I actually have presents, but I wanted to get 4 things, so they each have one. And so there's just another little stack of presents. And then they also brought out this little fireplace with the stockings. So it's just basically creates a little Christmas scene. I'm still on the hunt. Was it last year or the year before? I bought like a paper mache sleigh and painted it so that they could put the figures in. But having 4 children, they've basically bashed the paper mache one, and the skis on the bottom of the sleigh aren't very robust because obviously it's paper mache. So I'm on the hunt for a wooden one that's kind of the size to fit these figures in, and I just can't find one anywhere. So if you know of a little wooden sleigh that actually like works as a sleigh, doesn't have to be particularly coloured or anything, just plain wood, but that fits kind of these figures in, I'd really love to know, because I am looking and looking and looking and can't find anything that's suitable. But anyway, these will go down on the fireplace, the boys can play with them. And then obviously it's Christmas pajamas, right? So I have purchased the boys Christmas pajamas. I'm really quite picky, I've decided, about Christmas pajamas, or I must be, because I've looked at so many and didn't really like them. I'm quite traditional, I guess, in the designs. I picked these up in Duns. They're really cute with a little label, and they do all the boy sizes. I think these are actually, they go up to adult, and I think they do dog, like a dog coat, but they're basically just a little Christmas scene with little, like a little house and fields and stuff, and there's Santa skiing. Is he in his sleigh anywhere? Yeah, there is a sleigh there as well, and he's in the house. So yeah, it's just a little traditional kind of Christmas scene pajamas, and there's one for each of the boys. I didn't plump for kitting out the whole family. I just got them for the boys this year. So that's their Christmas pajamas. So they'll be able to have them in their 1st of December box and then wear them throughout December. You're gonna have to excuse if the framing of this video keeps changing, but I feel like a complete amateur filming, to be honest. I have to keep deleting footage off my camera because I didn't do that beforehand, and it stops recording, and I'm having to move the camera constantly. Anyway, let's keep going. So next up, I think a couple of years ago I got one of these. I don't think I got one last year, I'm not sure. Everything's a blur really. A gingerbread house. I opt for the gingerbread houses that you kind of get in these kits, that the gingerbread part is already made. There's two different kinds, if you didn't know. There's one that kind of has all the ingredients, like the flour and stuff, and you have to add the other bits and mix it and bake it. Or there's the one where it actually comes with the pieces already made and you're essentially just gluing it together and decorating it. It's the one I opt for because Christmas is busy. I don't actually know whether I can dedicate a day to actually baking the gingerbread house, or whether the 4 boys are going to have enough interest for that long to do it, because mostly they don't, and then they lose interest, and then I end up doing the end bit myself. So I really want them to do the decorating, so this kind of takes it out of it. I saw this and I thought, brilliant, it's the pieces are already made. You probably know if the box is big, it's one that's already made. If you kind of got quite a slim box, it's probably you're going to make it yourself. Just check basically at the top to see whether what you have to add. If you're adding eggs and whatever, you're baking it. So yeah, so the boys are basically just going to build this and decorate it. I feel like that's achievable. We'll be able to do that together. That's going to go in the 1st of December box as well. Something that I haven't got to show you is the craft, Christmas craft. It's all just going to get pulled out of the cupboard from previous years. I've got kind of glitter and sequins, Christmas colouring books, kind of scratch books that are half done. There's no point buying new basically every year. We'll just pull out what we have, and yeah, I might just add a few bits of new paper or whatever, I don't know, see what's there. But that will probably go in the 1st of December box too. That's a job for a couple of weeks time. We're still only at the beginning of November. I've got time, but that will go in. There's always some kind of Christmas craft that goes into the box. And then the last thing is Christmas bedding. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I took the plunge and bought Oscar Christmas bedding 2 years ago, 1 year ago, who knows? And I just feel like I'm gonna put that in the box, his old stuff, just, you know, neatly put in the box. And the triplets really needed Christmas bedding, that's only fair. So I used the same brand. The brand is Fern, and they just have really lovely kind of traditional illustration type, kind of the stuff that I really love my Christmas books to look like. Really kind of just beautiful Christmas bedding. So I got this one, which is like a blue background with snow globes, and it's the 12 days of Christmas that are in the snow globe. So there's like the 5 golden rings and the 3 calling birds and etc, etc. And then it's reversible. I think it's like this kind of color on the other side with like Christmas foliage. So that's for one of the boys. The other one I got, these are all the same brand, I'll link them, is a Christmas street. Really, really cute. And on the other side, shows you here, is just blue with white snowflakes. So they're all reversible. So that's really nice. I feel like the boys will love just having a look at all the little details in that one. And the last one, which really confuses me because it's like double the thickness, but it definitely says single. Oh, cozy fleece. That's why this one's going to be for the person who gets the coldest. So this one's a bit more fluffy, I suppose. This one's like a nighttime Christmas scene. Oscar's is like a daytime Christmas scene with like skiers and stuff. So this kind of mirrors that one. Really cute. I don't know if this is reversible. Oh, it is. It's just got like navy blue on the back. So a Christmas bedding set for each of the boys. Yeah, that's slightly irritating that one is fleecy. Are they all going to fight over it? I don't know. But anyway, that's going to go in the 1st of December box. So let's move on now to their Christmas presents. Okay, so as I said previously, this is not split into age groups. This is just toys for, let's say, over 2s. The boys probably would have played with it earlier, but they're definitely over 2s will love this, and up to 5s, and hopefully for years longer than that. So that's kind of how I'm approaching present buying now. Even for their birthdays, I'm thinking, is this going to last for children for multiple years? And if the answer is yes, then I buy it. If the answer is no, it doesn't get a look into our house. But yeah, the Christmas list this year, Oscar had a discussion with his brothers and came up with the fact that they would like some more Fagus vehicles. Oscar got a Fagus, which is a German brand, all wooden. I'll link them in the description box. Beautiful heirloom style toys. He got a bin truck, like a rubbish truck with the bins that kind of lift up. He got it for his first Christmas, and it's been going strong ever since. And he basically saw, I think I was flicking through Instagram, and he saw that they do other ones, and so that is on his list to get a new one. Now, they are not cheap. You could buy it at a cheaper plastic version, but having had one and knowing that it's in a perfect condition and it's going to last for many, many years, I'm quite happy with that being their main present. So they've each got one of those, which I'll show you in a minute. And then the other things he asked for was sweets, Rocky Road, and a surprise, because he knows that when he writes his list, he tends to get something that wasn't on his list. So he's asked for a surprise. So I will now show you what I've got the boys. Okay, so first up, I ticked off the Rocky Road. I checked the date. Still okay till March next year, so I bought it already. It was such a weird request because he doesn't really ever have Rocky Road, but Rocky Road is in the bag. And then books, I always get them a book. For Oscar this year, I have purchased him the first 2 books of the Famous 5 to see if he likes these. He's obviously not reading these himself just yet, but he's definitely more into novels. He listens to them on his Yoto Mini and Yoto Player. And he's definitely got more stamina for listening to longer stories. We've done loads of different kind of collections of novels, like from Roald Dahl to Enid Blyton, and he really loves Enid Blyton, so we'll see how he gets on with the Famous 5. I don't think I've ever read the Famous 5, but I kind of checked around with other people I know, and they're like, yeah, he'll like it. So, and then for the triplets, I just kind of got them a fun book, because we've got so many books ourselves and we go to the library fortnightly. I kind of just got them Thomas books because they love Thomas, love trains, and so I got them 3 different ones. This one's a magnet book where you got the little magnet pieces and then you put them into the scene. So that'll be fun, and obviously they're going to just share these because they all like the same thing. This one, which has actual wheels that move and is just a little Thomas story. And then this one is a lift the flap, hide and seek one. So we have one Thomas book, other than the original kind of little books, and they all fight over it. So they've got 3 new ones. My goodness, radiators. So that's the books. Next up, I got them some Lego Duplo, just as a little kind of stocking filler. The boys, I just got this little motorbike. We have quite a good collection of Duplo. We don't have motorbikes. Yes, I bought them 3. This is the only thing for Christmas that I've bought them the same thing, the exact same thing times 3, because I looked to see if they had other little vehicles and they didn't, or they're already ones that we have. We don't have motorbikes, and I just know that they're going to fight over them. So I bought 3 little police motorbikes with a lost dog. And then for Oscar, I got him a Lego baseboard because he doesn't have one of these. He's more into building vehicles rather than buildings, but I figure maybe that's because he doesn't have a baseboard. So I just picked him up the baseboard, and then I got him, he loves Lego Friends. I feel like Lego Friends is Lego's way of inviting girls into Lego, but this is Oscar's preference. And he was looking through a magazine and saw that they had a bin truck. So yeah, so he's gonna have that one. Move my face out the way. A little bin truck and rubbish and stuff. So that's Lego kind of ticked off. And then I always get them some kind of game to play. I don't think I've ever got the triplets a game to play when I say them. It's really hard to remember, to be honest. I probably should have watched my previous year's videos before I did this one. So I got them a game. For Oscar, I got him this, which I remember from my childhood. It's Perfection, and it basically has a timer, and you've got to put all the pieces in before the timer goes off and they all pop out. I feel like he's gonna love that. And I really wanted him to find a game where he didn't need a player to play with him, because that's always the struggle when I find with games, is that then he wants to play it and I'm not always available to play with him, and his brothers aren't yet at the stage where they can play with him, and so they just get left. So this game you can play on your own, and you can play with other people. So that's a good stamp for a game for me. And then the triplets, I got them Thomas. So I got them a giant floor puzzle. We have loads of puzzles and they're really into puzzles, but there's 3 of them. And so it's kind of like, do I have enough for that specific ability just now? No, is the answer. So this is a, how many piece? 16 piece large floor puzzle. Sebastian is really into puzzles and he probably can do the more complex ones. And then I got them this one, which is 4 in a box, which I think has, oh yeah, it has a 4 piece, an 8 piece, a 6 piece, a 4 piece, a 6 piece, an 8 piece, a 10 piece. So for the different varying abilities. And then I just got a little Thomas memory game, which is obviously like the 2, you lay the ball down, upside down, and you've got to find the different trains. So just 3 little Thomas games. We are train obsessed. Now this year, for the first year, I'm going to say yes, that's definitely true. I'm buying them a joint present and see how we go with that. So my friend, for the triplets, no, for Oscar's birthday, sorry, in the summer, she got this Start Max, which is basically pieces like this, and then you have these magnetic rods and balls and things, and you can build, like in this case it's a farm set, so it's like tractors and there's like horses that you piece together, and they all love it. This is like the younger set. I don't know what age, maybe it's up to 3, that set. But I basically looked on when there was a Prime Day on Amazon, and this was in the sale, so I got this one. So this is the 3 to 6 age group, but I feel like the triplets they're in that stage where when things are labelled as 3, they can still do it. They're not really like swallowing and mouthing stuff, so it's safe. So this is the Start Max Power Vehicles. So these basically work the same. They've got the magnetic rods, loads of vehicles, but they also, like, you can pull them back and they drive. So I thought that'd be really cool, and it's something that they can all do together and have it as a joint present. How I'm gonna display that as a joint present? Do I just wrap it and put it in the front? I don't really know. But yeah, this is for all of them. It's not going to be given to a specific child because I feel like they're all going to be able to play with that. But Start Max do so many different sets. I didn't even know of the brand before my friend gave us that one. So yeah, that's a new discovery for us, and the boys really, really love it. Okay, last couple of things. When I say couple of things, obviously I've got 4 kids, so last couple of things, this is one, is, like I said at the beginning, I have decided that I am looking at what they really love playing with and then just adding the sparkle. So I've done this for actually quite a few years with Oscar's wooden train track. We have a mismatched, bog standard wooden train track. We got a load from a charity shop, and it's made up of, I think there's big jigs, there is IKEA, and there is some Brio pieces, and there's some like Thomas, I don't think they make it anymore, but the Thomas wooden set. So the track is basically, and it all works together. So we had the track, and then over the years for birthdays and Christmases, I've just added the little extra pieces. I tend to favour Brio because their pieces are really cool, and Big Jigs. Their pieces are more wooden and chunky, so great for the younger ages. Brio have a bit more kind of intricate little pieces. But now the boys are older, I'm kind of steering more towards Brio because they're really cool, basically. So this year, they're all getting a new addition to the wooden train track because they all play with it. It comes out very regularly. I'm looking at it now behind the camera, laid out, and it stays out for a really long time, and they love it. So adding things to the wooden toy track, I know that they're gonna get loads of use out of. So first up, I've bought a metro train. I think this one's probably gonna go to Oscar because he's been to London and he loves London. Basically, it's a powered battery train. Does it go round on its own, or does it just have lights? I don't think it actually goes round on its own. I might be wrong. But it has lights, so you have to put batteries in it. Maybe you don't have to if you don't want the lights on, but the lights kind of shine at the front. But I got this because they always have the little figures from Brio for the train track, but they never fit in any of the trains, whereas this one actually they fit into. So I feel like they're going to love that the people can actually get in the trains, because often with those little wooden carriages the people can't go in them. So that was the reason behind that one. Then I got the ferry. This obviously isn't particularly for the train, but the train track kind of leads into the ferry, and so the trains can board the ferry, which I thought was really cool. And we took a ferry this summer when we went to England, so they know about ferries. And yeah, I just thought they'd really love it. I think again it has a light on top. Oh yeah, look. Oh, how annoying. And it makes a noise. We might have to remove the batteries. I really don't like things that make noise. Anyway, it makes a noise. Oh, it does have a light. I can see it shining in there now. So the ferry has a light and it makes a honking noise. You can remove the batteries. Next up is a cargo ship with a little crane train to lift the, what are they called? Containers. To lift the containers into the ship, and then the ship can sail off. So like you can see, I'm really like adding to the train set. So it's no longer a train set. We're also going to have some kind of waterway where these things can go. And we do have some carriages that have little blocks that sit on top, so they'll be able to use that. And then this one, hello, the container crane. So going with the container ship, this is like the bit at the port. We have one of these in Cork that the boys have been, like, they can see when we go down to Cork for a walk, where the container port is, and they've seen it go on. So we're going to add that to our train set. So yeah, I really, really rate Brio stuff. You can take the batteries out. Okay, so I did mention sweeties, and I haven't shown you sweeties. I've already bought them, guys. Milk buttons, because you can give a couple, and you don't need to worry about them going absolutely loopy. So chocolate buttons, and then I got them a Terry's chocolate orange for their stocking. Probably take them out of the box and just have the orange. So that is the sweeties that they requested on their list. And then their main present is the Fagus trucks, like I mentioned. So they come like this when I ordered them, and basically they have a pop out section here. So if they were on display, that would be popped out, but I haven't popped them out, and I am going to show you. I think the best way to do this is to do cutaways, but I'll just unbox this one for you. So, oh my goodness, so this is the tipper truck. So these are all, oh, you have to look at the website for the brand, but basically it's a super ethical brand. They employ people with special needs to make the toys, so they're, you know, supporting their community. All the toys are made of sustainable wood, and there is no like metal screws or anything. Everything is made with wooden dowels, and it's just super robust. They always have this little mechanism on the top to turn the wheels, and there's people in here, little people that you have to go in the seats. So this is the tipper truck. So it lifts like this, this flaps open to let out whatever you have, and they also have little hitches. So there's loads of different trailers you can also get to add to your collection. So we've got the tipper truck, and I will show you the other ones now. So next up is the skip truck. This one you can buy additional skips, but it lifts and lowers. Look how beautiful that is. Again, there's people in the box to go inside. The skip also comes off this, so you can leave it behind. I just feel like they are going to get so much use out of this. Seeing how much they use the rubbish truck, absolutely going to love this. So we've got the tipper truck and the skip truck. Next we have a Jeep. So I'll just show you the little people. So you get a blue and a red, and they just sit really snugly in there. They're very simple, so leaving it open for open-ended play. Oh my goodness, can you hear my stomach rumbling? I hope not, although I've just said it. So yeah, so they're just really, really simple, so that the kids can add in, you know, emotions or whatever they want to. So this actually has space for 4. Again, it has a hitch, so you could purchase a trailer, and it's just super, super lovely. My dad actually has a Jeep exactly like this, which is why we chose this one, that they were just going to associate it with Granddad. And then finally, okay, I've just got this one out of the box for the first time. Oh my goodness. So this is the excavator with working mechanism. It also rotates on its axes. It actually rolls along on its caterpillar tracks. You can lower it, raise it up. Yeah, just like, how cool is this? So this to go with the tipper truck, scoop the stuff, tip it in the thing. I just think I'm just gonna have so much fun. I can't wait for Christmas Day, to be honest, because it's just gonna be so quiet in the house. I'm just gonna be loving these. They're really, really robust. You know when you have those toys where they've got fiddly bits and they're constantly asking you to put people in or do stuff that they can't do? There's just, I mean, they're simple in design, I suppose, but you know, the actual making of them is really intricate for a wooden toy. So yeah, those are our Vegas vehicles. Thoroughly recommend them. They range in price from around £60 to like 150 for like a huge articulated lorry kind of thing. They also do a massive crane. So they're big toys, like main present toys. And like I said, this was the thing that the boys asked for, and I'm happy to purchase it because I know how well they get played with and how long they'll last. Like, I'm planning on these being put away eventually after many, many years, and the boys having them for their kids. They'll last that long. Yeah, so that is the final present. Try to put it back in the box without destroying it. So that's it, guys. I really hope that's been useful. I will again link everything in the description box below that I can. I'll also link my previous gift guide videos, and I'll link my Amazon storefront where there is like a gift guide section for all the ages. As I've purchased things for the boys as they've got older, I've added things into those categories. I'll probably also add a few things that I know that the boys really love at the moment, that if I haven't shown it here, it might be something to think about as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Pop any comments in the description box below. Not in the description box, in the comments box below. And I will hopefully see you again really soon. Bye.